Thank you so much, Ambassador Anita Pipan, and thank you, Slovenia and the Philippines, for co-chairing the forum. Excellencies, esteemed participants, and above all, friends. It is a sincere honor to welcome you to the 2025 Social Forum of the Human Rights Council. Your presence here reflects our shared dedication to advancing human rights and human dignity, particularly through the transformative power of education. I thank you all for your commitment to this collective endeavor. As we reflect on the role of education in promoting, respecting, and fulfilling human rights, we are reminded that realizing the right to education is not only a cornerstone of human dignity, but also a driver of inclusive societies, sustainable development, and peace. Education empowers individuals and communities alike, reinforcing rights as fundamental as freedom of expression, the right to a healthy environment, economic, social, and cultural rights. In short, education is both a fundamental and enabling right. Attacks on education not only endanger lives, but also undermine peace and sustainable development. The link between education and peace has never been more evident, especially in the face of growing global conflict. In 2024 alone, nearly 6,000 attacks were reported against schools, universities, students, and educators. More than 52 million children in conflict-affected countries were deprived of access to education. And in many of these contexts, the effects of climate change and natural disaster further compound the barriers that children and young people face in reaching their classrooms. The international community, through Sustainable Development Goal 4, has pledged to ensure inclusive, equitable, and quality education and to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Addressing educational gaps through collective action is therefore imperative, not only to fulfill SDG 4, but also to advance equality and progress across the entire 2030 agenda. At the same time, we must mobilize a stronger political will to integrate the protection of education into justice, peace-building, and humanitarian agendas. Let me speak a little bit about the Human Rights Council and our role in education as well. During the 59th session, the Human Rights Council reaffirmed its commitment to the right to education to the consensual adoption of Resolution 59/9, underscoring the shared determination of all states to uphold education as a universal human right. The resolution calls upon the international community to guarantee education for all, especially for children, across all contexts, including humanitarian emergencies, post-disaster recovery, conflict zones, and situations of occupation. This requires all states to fully comply with their obligations and international humanitarian law. Since its inception, the Council has also given priority to human rights education, notably through the UN Declaration of Human Rights Education and Training in 2011, and the World Programme for Human Rights Education launched in 2005. The fourth phase of this program, which concluded last year, focused on human rights education with, for, and by young people. During the Council's 60th session, member states reported progress in policy and legislation, education training, teaching methodologies, and the creation of enabling learning environments, all aligned with the plan of action of the fourth phase. The current fifth phase, which is 2025 to 2029, expands this work by emphasizing human rights education for children and youth, with a focus on digital technologies, environmental and climate literacy, and gender equality. Unlocking meaningful transformation in education today also requires the responsible and inclusive use of technology. Ensuring digital inclusion and narrowing technological divides, both within and between regions, are critical steps towards equitable education systems. We have shared responsibility to harness technologies in ways that eliminate gender and racial bias, while expanding access to learning. This includes embracing emerging tools such as artificial intelligence, but also maintaining vigilance regarding their ethical use. These technologies must be assessed carefully, balancing their potential to enhance learning with the risk they may pose to equality and human rights. We are witnessing an unprecedented evolution in education, and it is our duty to shape it responsibly. Looking ahead, this social forum offers a vital platform for state, intergovernmental organizations, civil society, educational institutions, academia, and the private sector to collectively reimagine education as a transformative right, one that enables the realization of all other rights. The UNESCO Fortaleza Declaration calls upon us to adopt innovative, inclusive, and equitable educational strategies coupled with renewed commitments to financing education. Building on the momentum on the World Programme for Human Rights Education and its focus on youth, digital technologies, climate action, and gender equality, let us use this forum to place innovation and inclusion at the heart of education for all human rights. Together, we can make education the bridge to a world where equality, peace, and human rights belong to everyone. Thank you so much.